People have no consistency because they don't understand the law.
Come out alive. This is the exact
but what I want to say to you,
Lieutenant Mkhwanazi sent to Fadiel Adams
what I want to say to you
ago when he promised
is that in the middle of all this,
tomorrow, it's Adams
Mkwanazi must understand I'm not going away. And the cases that we laid are not going away. And the evidence that we have is not going away. As a matter of fact, we have more evidence. And this week we'll be laying more charges against him.
Fadiel Adams, who was once bragging to bring Lieutenant Mkhwanazi down and expose all his dirty secrets,
on the 6th of June,
at the MADLANGA Commission,
2025, Mkhwanazi became a hero.
For his life.
What was he doing in the 40 years
jumping
before
up
that?
and down, calling our national hero and saying to criminal
People
while
forget
working
this is a servant of the
with the
fear
likes of Andrea Johnson
a singer
and
of the
entire
stem.
IDAC to implicate Mkwanazi.
One of those used to tear gas people like us who were
tomorrow.
fighting for our
His
freedom.
cases and lies
This is why
are
they have
all
no
over,
respect
and
for
tomorrow,
democracy.
the grilling will
This is
be
why they have
beyond
no respect for
imagination,
people,
and he
for
will drink
humanity.
more bottles of water than
I'm not done with
JMPD criminal.
I understand that he's your hero.
Will Lieutenant
People must understand
Mkhwanazi
he's got feet
survive
of
the
clay.
lies he will cook tomorrow, from PKTT disbandment allegations to things he claimed he has against him?
These people have no consistency because they don't understand the law.
At Ad Hoc Committee, he
but
said
what
a
I
lot,
want to say to you,
Mkwanazi bravely responded to.
what I want
watch
to
his
say to you
accusations and how
is that in the
Mkwanazi
middle of
came out
all
to
this,
defend himself and dared him
Mkwanazi
to
must
lie
understand
further,
I'm not
and he will
going
get
away.
him jailed. If you believe
And the
our
cases that we
national
laid are not
hero,
going away.
Mkwanazi will come out
And the evidence that we have is
victorious
not
no
going
matter
away.
how
As a
hard
matter of
Fadiel
fact, we have
Adams
more
tried,
evidence.
then hit the
And
like
this week we'll be laying more
button,
charges against him.
Viva Mkwanazi, and subscribe for more updates.
Everything that he has said. But I can tell you what General Mkhwanazi did on the 6th is appreciated by me and by many South Africans. You think that based on what I've just highlighted to you, do you find no value? Do you see any value in what he did on the 6th?
Can I respond?
Yeah, you may.
I find no value in what he did. If Khumalo is not arrested, if the National Commission is not up for arrest, he doesn't call that press conference. That constitutional delinquent demands that I get locked up for laying cases of corruption, for alleged misdeeds. He wanted me to look the other way. This is what makes him a constitutional delinquent, not my opinion, not what you and I think. The fact of the matter is he wants me to look the other way. He's not heard of the MIS Act. You see, that constitutional delinquent, people forget about the Louis Vuitton bag and the inflated bulletproof vest. People forget the fact that he's the worst performing provincial commissioner in the history of our democracy. People talk him out to be some type of hero. He's no hero. More people die in KZN because of police bullets than anywhere else in this country. More money is wasted in KZN than in any other province.
Thank you. You've responded.
But I'd like to qualify my statement properly.
But it's fine.
Okay, you can continue eulogizing him. It's fine. In South Africa, we worship flops.
Honorable Adams, you referred to General Mkhwanazi as a constitutional delinquent. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
As a result of this constitutional delinquent, and this is my view, we now know that there's only one scanner and it's not working. As a result of this constitutional delinquent, he has now confirmed what we have always known, that drugs confiscated finds itself back into our homes. The constitutional delinquent has confirmed, amplified our voices, and told South Africans that firearms, the Prinsloo matter, you mentioned it, has been circulated back into our communities. And this is why the other day, just 5 people were shot in Westbury, the mother of a 1-year-old, and you have a 1-year-old in hospital today because of this constitutional delinquent. He has confirmed that he has shown us and exposed that a criminal that came here that said a drug manufacturer, he called him his bestie and a brother. This is what this constitutional delinquent has exposed.
The questioner?
I'm saying to you.
Can I respond?
No, not yet. The constitutional delinquent has showed us and exposed and allowed for opportunities for us to listen to how a criminal is buying meat, sponsoring parties, doing BBLs, all sorts of nonsense, captured the entire SAPS management, and why our communities are all the poorer. Wait for me.
Sure.
We are now aware, not that we haven't known this, you and I, of the extent of infiltration and political interference in our criminal justice system. You call him a constitutional delinquent. Mr. Adams, I am grateful for this constitutional delinquent who has amplified our voices and exposed what you and I have known for many years. Because if we did not have the 6th of July, we wouldn't have had all of these witnesses appear before us and expose this corrupt system.
Chairperson, am I here for a lesson or an
So I am just giving you gave your view and I can use my time.
No,
I'm
but-
giving my view.
But
No.
because I would like to respond, Chairperson. I can't respond to a 10-minute ramble.
Yeah, no. Let's do it like, every time.
You're calling them to come to Cape Town. I don't know what are they using to work in Cape Town, because they don't have tents to sleep on. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Lieutenant General. I think you and Honorable Adams must have a moment.
Now at the room, one of us will come
I
out.
don't want, no.
Give us a room. One of us will come.
Lieutenant General, you can't say that. That's like a threat.
Say again?
Point of order.
Can't do that.
General Mkhwanazi is threatening a member of parliament. Please,
Yeah.
can you-
Yes.
No, I wanted to tell the honorable member that her time has ended.
But the general did not tell who is going to come out. He said, one of us is going to come out. He did not tell which one.
Honorable Chair, I begged for a minute for the old member because I took that time to air my unhappiness about Mr. Adams. Can you?
General, Lady Justice has a blindfold. And so sometimes the law will not see truth, but the Lord will. And I want to encourage you. Always walk in repentance of your holes. I'm about to close. And I want to say two things to you as I say goodbye. One, I have something I disagree with you with, and a lesson I've learned from you tonight. One, my disagreement. I disagree with the statement you've made to Honorable Adams when you said sometimes education is important. You need to go to school so that you can read. Indeed, education is important, but we must respect our constitution. That member, there are people out there who voted for him and gave him 2 seats in this parliament without school. We have our former president, Jacob Zuma, who's self-taught, taught himself 5 languages, taught himself to read. He calls Robben Island his university. The man was the first citizen of this country, and in 3 or so months made history, built the 3rd largest party in this country, no school, and the largest party in the province that you lead as the provincial commissioner. We don't know each other's history. I disagree with many things Honorable Adams has said. And I took the things that I thought had basis and I shared it here. And there's many things that were said about you that I disagreed with. but I measured it. And the ones that I didn't believe, I discarded. But it doesn't mean that I should sit here as an MP myself, knowing the community he comes from, knowing that there's colored boys that are looking at him and at least sees that if he made it to Parliament, they can too. And so that statement, I vehemently disagree with it. The lesson I've learned from you, when you said you didn't mention the meeting that you had with Ket Matala at the time when you came to testify because there's information, his life at risk and so on. What I've learned from that is that sometimes the right information in the wrong room is dangerous. General Mkhwanazi, I wish you well. I wish you all the best. Your tenure, your new tenure in KZN. May you do more to make that province safer. May you remain a national icon and a national hero. With oath. God bless you. And remember, God has entered the ring. Salute, General.
Thank you so much, sir. Salute.
What did I say to you when we started here?
Now let me give you an idea of how deep this rot runs. When this hit the fan, I wrote to Patikile. I WhatsApped him. I said, I can look after myself. But what I don't have is the expertise to know where to look. Show us where the blind spots are. I'm asking for a TRA, a threat and risk assessment. The General answered. 5 days later, no response from the SAPS. No one contacted me to do the risk assessment. I called Patikile. I messaged him again. I said to him, General, are you hanging me out to dry? The very next day I was called by some colonel. I said, bugger off, I don't trust you people. Ian Cameron walks into Parliament. He asked for a threat and, an assessment, and I think he asked for VIP protection. It was done immediately. Just so that you understand what's happening here. So if you don't comply, they'll hang you out to dry. But then I'll take you one step further than that. Yesterday I called the National Commissioner 10 times. I messaged her. I wanted to know what's happening. Why is this being allowed?
The acting one.
The acting. She didn't answer. She didn't reply. It appears that the National Commission is scared of these people too. These are powerful people. These are ruthless people. But you must understand one thing, Mkwanazi. I'm not going to stop. I remember the song that you sent. You'll be the last motherfucker breathing. No, you won't. I will. But seeing as you love Tupac so much, let me give you a Tupac quote. Coward. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once. You're free to come and get me. I'm handing myself over to the police station of their choice. I want to see this bullshit warrant. I want to see the statements in it. And then the game begins. But I want this country to understand that this is not a saint. This is not a Mandela or Biko. This is the clerk's boy. P.W. Botha would have called him a goeie ka. This is General Bulletproof Vest. This is General Louis Vuitton. This is General I ran away while KZN was burning, while proper soldiers were fighting. We're sanctifying the wrong people here. There are good policemen within the SAPS. I just don't know if any of them are generals. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
These people have no consistency because they don't understand the law. But what I want to say to you, is that in the middle of all this, Mkwanazi must understand, I'm not going away. And the cases that we laid are not going away. And the evidence that we have is not going away. As a matter of fact, we have more evidence. And this week we'll be laying more charges against them. I want this country to understand something. On the 6th of June, 2025, Mkwanazi became a hero. What was he doing in the 40 years before that? People forget this is a servant of the Vierkleur, a singer of the stem. One of those who used to tear gas people like us when we were fighting for our freedom. This is why they have no respect for democracy. This is why they have no respect for people, for humanity. I'm not done with Mkwanazi. I understand that he's your hero. People must understand he's got feet of clay. This arrest.
Okay. I will try to be quicker, Chair, and I think as Mr. Adams, Honorable Adams was talking, he touched on a lot of the things in the statement, so it should go a bit quicker now. General Adams, in paragraph 26 of your statement, you mentioned that General Mkhwanazi said that you must recommend that you spend time at Portsmouth, and we take it that it's in relation to the fact that you had classified information which you made public, and you disagree with that because you say that it's not a crime or rather the policies that regulate classified information does not allow you to cover up crime.
Yes, Advocate, thank you. You know, it's such a stigma for people like me to end up in Portsmouth. But anyway, my opinion is strong. I do believe that General Mkhwanazi is a constitutional delinquent. The man wants me in jail for reporting a crime. He would prefer that I cover up a crime. That's what he's saying. Now, I would refer General Mkhwanazi to the Vuma versus IPER judgment, where it says that you cannot classify crime. And then if you can't read that one, there's a shorter document, it's called the MIS document. It says the same thing. So I'm covered. I'm covered by court rulings and a cabinet document. If General Mkhwanazi feels otherwise, then he must come with documents, man. I'm not here for his opinion. I don't care about his opinion. His opinion of me is very low. And I can tell you it is mirrored by the way I feel about him.
When does the document become a crime? Before or after classification?
One by one. It says that higher-ranking police officials were involved in open quote manipulating promotions. Even though that purports to be a fact, it is a concluding fact, as it were. You would have to state facts, concrete facts that make you come to the conclusion that this was manipulation.
Yes.
Otherwise, standing on its own, it's bare and basically says nothing. Do you understand that, and do you agree?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, that's the point that Ms. Silo is making. And then they say manipulative and security, also manipulating security vetting processes to unduly benefit a civilian. On the same kind of logic, that applies here as well, because you would have to establish what the facts behind saying that you are manipulating security vetting processes to unduly benefit a civilian. Otherwise, you know nothing.
Yes.
So you agree, it's bare, it's thin on facts. Do you agree with that?
I agree with it as it is there.
That's the point. That's the point Mr. Law is making.
Yes, Commissioner. The who and the what is still missing from there. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you, Chair. Then we found each other. So this was, you get this A1 statement on the 6th of January or soon thereafter, 2025.
2025.
Yes. Or soon thereafter. And at that time, you are armed with the dockets. I would like to believe you said you received them sometime in December.
That's correct.
Are you able to say what conclusions you drew based on the contents of the documents and this affidavit to inform whether or not a case had been made out for an investigation.
When I looked at the affidavit and I looked at the docket, and as I said, the docket had sparse information on it, and I'll just must say how I looked at it and how I investigated it. So when you look at the docket, it's got sparse information, and it's not going into who by name, how. There's the who's and the hows that are missing from it. And when you look at the affidavit, as Chair mentioned, there's the who and how that's not here. So when I look at that now, I take that as a preliminary that this is an allegation that's been made. I need to now go and investigate and confirm what this is, right? Who this particular post or appointments or whatever, further investigation to get more information. So they therefore went about to get the documents, but I do not want to go further. I'm just saying to you that the information on the docket itself, the initial document, was the complainant would have to be interviewed again. What are you talking about? So from that, there's a second affidavit that is now taken on this specific regarding this appointment process. But still, there are things that are missing from here that needs verification and investigation. So not on this now. You can go now and take it and just start arresting. You got to look at it, investigate it. Is there something there? And you work from there.
Okay.
Progress from there moving forward. Thank you.
So we have the benefit of the A1 and we know what the A1 states. What I don't have is the benefit of the dockets. So regard being head to the A1 statement and what it tells you, what other extra information did the respective A1 documents in the dockets inform you?
The initial A1 on the docket, I'll just have to call it up just to refresh.
No, we can do that over lunch, but I just wanted a summary of what facts did you glean from those dockets?
The initial docket just talks about General Khumalo, if I can recall, appointing family members and friends in positions at crime intelligence. So that's what it basically, it was basically, just nothing really there. It needed more information.
Yes.
So when you look at the docket, you needed to take the docket and interview this person. What are you talking about here? Because you are saying different things. A thing there, an incident there, an allegation here. Let's put it into context. Tell me about it.
Okay. I ask this because I'm trying to reconcile it with where the legal department of subs ended, considering the same dockets. And for that purpose, I'm still in Annex MK 15 at page 293.
290.
293.
293.
This, if we go to 296, you'll see that we've touched on it. It's dated the 11th of December 2024. So this is where the legal department, it's page 310 of MK15. This document is, if we go to the second page of that, second page of that, it's signed Mkwanazi Ngabinde, Chief of Staff, Ministry of Police, and it's dated 11 November 2024. Now, when we go to the first page of this particular document, it's addressed to the investigating director, Brooklyn, and the subject line is referral and request for investigation in terms of Section 27 of the National Prosecuting Authority Act, Act 32 of 1998, read with the National Prosecuting Amendment Act, Act 10 of 2024. And Mr. Ngabinde Chief of Staff, the Ministry of Police, states to the investigating director, and that's Advocate Johnson, correct?
That's correct.
Yes. States, attached here to please find for ease of reference a copy of written correspondence addressed to the Honorable Minister of Police, Honorable Senzo Mchunu, by Member of Parliament, Honorable Fadiel Adams. The allegations contained therein implicate very senior members of the South African Police Service and are viewed in a serious light, and case dockets were registered as follows. Then he provides one Nhlanhla case and 3 of those Orlando cases that Mr. Adams registered between the 29th of October and the 1st of November. And overleaf, most importantly, it concludes, Honorable Fadiel Adams was advised by this office to await your decision in this regard. So this document purports to refer Mr. Adams's complaint to IDEC, specifically to the ID. You note that. I say you note that.
I note.
Okay, thank you.
Council.
My next date.
I may have missed it. This letter from Mr. Nkabinde refers to a Langlachte case number. Did we deal with it when you were doing the dates? Is it one of the cases?
There are 3 Cape Town cases, there are 3 Orlando cases, and there is a Langlachte case that we don't deal with because the complaints that culminated in the charge against General Khumalo and others seem to involve the Cape Town and Orlando cases. There is also a 2022 Valeria case referenced, but once again, we don't deal with the contents of that particular docket because it's not relevant to the charges. But yes, there is a Langlachte case. I don't know if the Colonel has a better understanding of what that case was about, but we know of its existence.
If I can explain these case numbers, it is a mess in the sense that when you look at the actual docket, it says Valeria case 403, 404, 405. It's from the way we look at it is that he went to a station and he opened those dockets there, but they were in a different police precinct. So this Orlando station was supposed to forward it to the respective station which belongs to, and then they would register it under their station name. So that's why when you look at, I see Orlando CAS 402, but I know the docket has Valeria CAS 403 and 404. I know them as Valeria. But when you check in the Valeria CAS system, these CAS numbers don't exist. It's because it belongs to another station, not Valeria. So the docket cover is written Valeria 403, and it did cause a bit of confusion for us because we were looking at and investigating Valeria CAS 403. And when we get to the station, after we finalize everything and we're going onto the system, we find it's not Valeria 3, but a search on the system corrects that CAS number to Valeria CAS, for example, 278 of 10, same month, same year, but just a different station, and both the dockets match with each other.
Okay, all right. Maybe then let me just ask my question this way. The Langlachte case number, is it one referred to in the affidavit, the section 27, Adams